Welcome strategy battle gamers to another hobby vlog. I'm Morten and I'm your host for the day, of course. So last week we looked at an overview, I guess, of my Goblin-Town army, and today I'll show you some of the progress I've been making on that and some new terrain pieces I've gotten. So let's take a look. So here we have some of the goblins I've been working on, and you saw all 10 of these goblins when they were, I think they were just base painted with J.R.R flesh in the last video, yeah. And as you see, I completed a whole, 10 of them, so yeah. I think I'm just gonna show you them one at a time, but first, here is the Goblin Captain from last time, and I did what I said I would and went and redid his base, so it would be brown with grey instead of black with grey. So that looks very good, and he now fits much better into the army. See, here's a proper look. It's difficult. Stupid focus. There you go. Yes. So I'm very happy with him. Okay. One at a time. Here we have another goblin. As you see, with this batch, I've gone a bit more radical, I guess, with the reds than I have before on these goblins. Let's see here in the light. So here's one of them, and the reds I use, let's see if I can find them. Obviously, as I said, I use the J.R.R Crimson, which I use right after I base paint them, and then I use it again at the end of all the reds. So let's just see where the main red that I use is. I'm sure you all know there's so many paints to go through to find it. I think it's, there it is. So the first layer of reds I would use is Jumbo Brown, which I know it's called brown, but let's be honest, it's kind of more of a red. So I have all the base colors. I have the first layer of J.R.R Crimson, but Jumbo Brown on top, and then on top of that I use the old foundation color, Mershite Red, which you can't get anymore. I don't know what the equivalent is. So I do that, and then I take Crimson, the J.R.R Crimson on top of it again. So that is basically the coloring of these things that you didn't really see on the other ones from before. So here's the first one, seen from behind. Yes. So, next. Here we have another. I quite like this one. I'm also quite happy with how their bases are turning out. He's one of the ones with the different bone things on his little club and a knife, so yeah. One more goblin. One who's gotten quite red. Looks like he's probably very sore and would be easy to kill. Maybe he's got some kind of gout or I don't know, bunch of illnesses certainly. And here's another one. So that was the first 5, then let's take the next 5 forward. Maybe I'll just do like this, that's faster. So this is probably my favorite of the new batch. Let's see if I can get a focus. There you go. I like how all the red turned out quite shining. So yeah, I like that. Then we have another one, and the rest. This guy to the left is pretty cool too. Basically, the reason I put some more red on these was to, when I have the entire army, I don't want it to be just one white surface. So with this, you can sort of have the little glimpses of red popping up here and there in the great big horde. So this is all the painting I've been doing this week, but I have something else too, because back in, I think about February or March, I did start work on a dwarf army, and I painted 7 warriors of Erebor, and one of them I never did his base, so I just felt like going back and doing the base of a guy who had been done since February. So here he is, a warrior of Erebor dwarf. Let's see if I can, wow, that's really bad. Now let's get it in the proper light here at this angle. So as you can see, well, you should be able to see if it wants to cooperate. Oh well, I do these snow bases for what the intention is for it to be an arable army. And they all have bronze shields, because I just think that would be very cool. Bronze gold shields. I think it's called Gehenna's or Jenna's gold. Let's see. It's right here. It's Gehenna's gold. Yes. That's the shield. And I'm quite fond of this, and it's very fun doing these snow bases with some snow-covered tufts and rocks and all that stuff. That's very fun. So I've done that as well this week. So that is basically the hobbying I've done this week. Now let me come back and show you the terrain pieces that I have received. And here you go. So you see, these are a few, basically 3 new sort of rock hill pieces that I got off eBay. And I think on eBay they're called Chaos Hills, but to me I just wanted them for I wanted them for my Goblin-Town project, because you know it's underground. You need some good rocks and cliffs to climb on, and obviously they also work for other things such as the Morannon or mountain regions, Immanmoil. I mean, really any kind of desolate rock place in Middle Earth, and there's quite a few of those. And so here I just did a little setup with them and with my new goblins, the newly painted goblins, and also another just a little peek at the 7 dwarves that I have painted. So I guess it's, what is it? Sleepy, Dopey, so on. Yeah, it's probably Duck. We don't have to name all of them. So anyway, the point of this was to show you the terrain pieces themselves. So let's see. We have 2 small ones up here in the back. I'll just take them forward. There you go. Quite well crafted. You can see it's made of, I think, polystyrene or something. The bottom hasn't been painted, but everything else is, and it arrived painted, so that's very nice. Terrain pieces are one of the few things that I really don't feel like painting myself. It's kind of a hassle to me, whereas I like painting my miniatures. So I'm very happy that these come pre-painted, and look, the detail is quite good. And at first I wasn't sure, before buying them, if I wanted these pieces of kind of flat terrain, but you know, I do actually like that, because it just makes it easier to play on, instead of having, you know, if it was less smooth, it would just be more of a hassle when working out combats and exact distances and stuff. So I actually do like that it's kind of flat in the different spots, and it still looks really good, and it's very 3-dimensional on the sides, and it has those little, you know, rocks here and there. And so yeah, those are the Chaos Hills, as they're apparently called, and a little setup. Yeah, we have the dwarves fighting the goblins, and this is a really red batch of goblins. I'm noticing that more and more, but when you mix that in with the rest, it's gonna probably look less jarring, as I think it does right now. But I really do like them individually. So this is my new terrain. And let's go and look at what I am gonna work on for the next week, and hopefully get done. I don't think I'm gonna get all of it done, to be honest, but let's see. Oh, and coming to think of it, some of the things that I'm gonna show you are also conversions that I've done. So yes, that's gonna be fun. And here we have it. So it is 12 more Goblin-Town goblins, which will be the last ones I need to complete my 500-point goblin army. I have no current intentions of making the army bigger than 500 points, because it just seems like a good tentpole for this army for me, because it's not my main army, which would be either my Isengard or Hunter Orcs, which I'm sure you've seen in some videos, or will see sometime if you haven't seen them in videos yet. The back row is just normal, and I've just see Chaos Black on all of them, but the back ones are just normal, whereas the front ones I've done slight conversions. Most of them you won't even notice that they're really converted. So let's see. From the side, first we have this guy. And unless you know the Goblin-Town models really well, you probably don't even see what the conversion is with this guy. It is basically taking this arm, and I cut it off right down here at halfway at the elbow, and just repositioned it slightly to be slightly different from the rest. Then we have this guy, and he's sort of bending over. He's not crawling, he's just bending over. I imagine maybe Maybe he has a spinal problem that prevents him from doing this. Because, you know, some of the goblins from Goblin-Town are quite mutated and have some unlucky things happen to them in life. Maybe the Great Goblin maybe he's one of the guys who the Great Goblin steps on to get off his throne. I'm not gonna mention that. That actually seems pretty reasonable. So yeah, he's pretty worse for wear. This guy, he's just had his arm put forward like this. Next one, also just arm repositioning. You see, sort of going, "Come with me." Yes, yes. So then there's this one. Also just arm forward, just slight differences. And then here's my favorite, which is the most extensively changed. You can see here, he's crawling on the floor here. Just dragging himself along. Yes, and I used green stuff to sort of make his shoulders slightly more, what's the term? It's like Quasimodo, I forgot the term. Hunchback. Yeah, he's a bit of a hunchback, I think. And he's also got a broken arm here, as you see, it's on the wrong way. And he's just dragging himself through the dirt and the mud of Goblin-Town. So I'm really, really pleased with him, and I'm so excited to paint him. He's going to be a bit of a pain to get all the stuff underneath, but, you know, glass half full, glass half full. So this is my current project. Once I'm done with Goblin-Town, I will see what I feel like when I'm doing that, but I have a feeling I might end up going back and finishing that full, and getting a full warband of those dwarves, and actually, you know, just having a full warband of Warriors of Erebor would be very nice. So maybe I'll paint the last 5 of those when I'm done with these. But this is my current project for next week. So this ended up coming out, I think it's Thursday now, and the first video came out Monday, so only a few days later. The next one will be Thursday next week, and it's either going to be around midnight from Wednesday to Thursday, or it's going to be in the middle of the day. That's going to vary, but it's going to be on Thursdays, going by Danish time, so this will be Wednesday if you live in America or Canada or something like that. But I assume our viewers don't. Maybe some of you do, which is awesome! So yeah, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you liked it, and let's have a last look at those hills, because it's just so freaking cool. So can you imagine Goblin-Town, all the wooden jetties and all that, connecting the cliffs and hills? It's just gonna be cool. I'm so excited to finish this project. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. Please like this if you did, and subscribe and favorite and follow us, and go on our Facebook site, follow us there, and happy strategy battle gaming.